Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 16, Whispers from the Past. Thank you so much for joining us. Now let's bring in our wonderful cast. We have Eldritch as Khan the Bloody Rizzolo.
Always great to be here.
Shane as Umbromancer Zavid.
I had no coffee today, let's do this.
And Elliot as Reese Guiltleaf the Heartseeker. Wouldn't be Tales of Shadow Valley without a tech problem. As always, I'm Lumby Bronzearm and will be your DM for today. Last time, Lux Et Umbra made their final preparations to leave Shimon Sek. Zavid acquired some less than savory currencies to help in the city of the ghouls. Stopping by the Just Deserts Tavern to say their goodbyes, Balag Mahar and Ma'at showed their affections for Lux Et Umbra. But Ma'at bestowed upon them the blessing of the God King to aid their fortunes, and Balag Mahar finally admitted how proud he was of his adopted son Reese. Leaving Chompy, Ankh, and the baby Dracolisk behind with their new genie friend Tempest Vong, Lux Et Umbra and the Windseekers at last set off into the desert sands. Not wanting to waste any time burning in the sun, Zavid used his shadow magic to stretch their travels to the distance of a day, but only within an hour's time. Along their journey, a most peculiar sight. 3 massive purple worms, normally solitary, were violently attacking a group of wandering sand elementals. Thankfully, being on the shadow ethereal plane, the worms were none the wiser as to Lux Et Umbra even being there. Onward they walked, until finally the shadow spell faded. Upon the horizon came into view a slowly whirling sandstorm sitting in one spot. As they approached, it became clear that this was the ruins of Zephon Ra, a mountain normally protected by the eternal sandstorm. However, the recent alignment of Aukturn the Stranger has whittled the storm down to its weakest point in decades. Within the sand-coated ruins were 6 goblins: Saeed the coffee farmer, Wooleed the master silkweaver, Professors Sadie and Taffy, archaeologists from the University of Andoran at Almas, the guard Madame Guillotine and her hyena Shorty, and Scrapapple the desert wanderer.
Scrapapple.
Scrapapple. Everyone's favorite Scrapapple. Working with the goblins, Khan in her infinite genius eventually figured out the entrance mechanism entirely on her own, revealing a spiral staircase beneath the sands. Down, down they crept into an ancient tomb not seen by those from the surface in countless millennia. Carefully they crept, avoiding dangerous ground and pitfalls, using the sum total of their tomb raiding skills. Scouting ahead, Khan discovered a teleportation stone, taking Lux Et Umbra to the highest peak of Zephon Ra. A truly massive metal chain attached to the side of the mountain, anchored to a floating island within the sand-filled clouds, is all that stands between Lux Et Umbra and the Windseeker. But that is not where we come in today.
Dun, dun, dun.
Normally, this is where we would be going to your characters, Zavid, Khan, Reese. What you 3 see, Eldritch, Shane, and Elliot, floating out amongst the stars and in the infinite void, is a massive roll of parchment, and a huge goddess, flowers in her hair, standing before you, her raven locks seeming to float to infinity. In front of you are massive field-sized cards with what appears to be gods on them. Welcome, you 3. You have attempted to change the universe, and it has been very entertaining. I decided to reveal myself to you, to make it more entertaining for me. My name is Baba Yaga. It is wonderful to meet you.
It's the nicest Baba Yaga incarnation I've ever heard of.
Right?
And if you look at the very bottom center of the screen, I have made tokens for each of you.
Huh.
Oh,
And
cool.
you should be able to.
Oh, get some fun.
Yep, you should be able to control yourself and run across this screen.
Pet the cat. I'm gonna pet the cat. I'm gonna pet the cat. Okay. Ooh, bird.
Grabs one of us like, you son of a bitch. Ah,
Get
let me
back
go.
here.
I
I'm
thought
just
that
gonna-
Of course you
I'm just-
will.
I'm just gonna
You may
chill.
rest in here.
It's a nice pocket.
It has pockets. Now, and then she looks to you and she smiles and says, I have decided to introduce a little chaos and fun into your world. I have before you a representation of 12 of the gods within the game that you play, the games of story. You may choose one. The three of you, however, must choose a representative. This representative will pick whichever card they like. Some are silly. Some will give you boons. Some are extremely powerful. Some may come with consequences. Choose wisely. Choose amongst yourselves with any means you desire to pick your representative.
So one of us gets to choose one card.
This time, you will be back.
Cool.
Basically, if you pick a card this time, you don't get to pick next time. And then whoever picks the second time, the third time is whoever doesn't go the first two times gets guaranteed the third time.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But you can roll dice to pick who gets to choose. You can just choose who gets to choose, whatever you want.
Not me. Anyone else but me can do this. I don't want to pick.
Okay. So Eldritch and Elliot, you can choose whichever way you'd like to pick who chooses a card here.
You know, let's give it to Eldridge. I call the
All
shots
right.
a lot. You can.
All right.
All
Very
right.
well. The pink-eared one. Come forward.
That's me.
Look
That's
around.
me.
Look around. Pick any card you wish. All of them have at least some form of positive effect. Be not afraid.
Probably. I think. Maybe.
But that's for me to know and you to find out.
I like seeing a little Eldritch run
Yeah,
across
it's funny.
Yeah. She's so
she's looking
cute.
at. She's window shopping. She's going down the aisles.
Yeah.
She's trying to figure out which
you
one to
better-
pick.
My mama said I better shop around.
Shellin. I pick Shellin.
Yes.
Ellen.
The bird is
It's
colored.
so gay. I love it.
Yeah, in honor of Pride Week.
Happy
Sheldon.
Pride.
Very well. Share the larger quality version.
Oh, thank you. Much appreciated.
You pick the card and then you hear a loud like like I thought this was
Very
prettier
well.
than it sounded.
Shillin, Lady of Chrysanthemums. And Baba Yaga reaches her massive hand down, picks the card up, flips it over, and says, "A tumble, a fall, mean nothing, nothing at all. A narrow scheme, though harebrained, leaves the masses entertained. Each player's next natural one may be treated as a regular success, but only if described in the most ridiculous, clumsy, and over-the-top manner possible."
Excellent.
Yes.
Please write all of these in Discord, because I am not going to
Yes,
remember.
I will get that right now.
And that's each, so we each
That's
get this
each,
one.
each of
Yeah,
you.
we
Yes,
each.
that I should mention that. Some of these cards will give all of you some type of effect. Some of them will give only the person who picks the card an effect. You won't know it until you pick it.
Mhm.
So this happens to be one of the ones that all of you get an effect. And then Con, I will also... Actually, I'll put all of this item into all of your inventory because all of you get this one. So, Con, in your inventory now, you should have an item called Shellin, Lady of Chrysanthemums. Reese and Zavid, I will drop those in yours here momentarily. Okay, Reese, Shellin, and
Yep.
Zavid.
It's there.
Okay. And sorry, Fantasy Ground's running a little slow because of all of these. And Zavid, you should now have a Shellin, Lady of Chrysanthemums in your inventory.
Hell yeah.
And then on the main, Shellin. There we go. And now on the main page, you should see that the card is now flipped.
Yep.
Wonderful. So, has been chosen. You may close out of that now as the clouds roll over the deck of cards. It has been chosen. Have fun. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 17, Secrets of Zephon Ra. Last time, Lux Et Umbra's players were sent into the Endless Void. Their sight returned. They were in the realm of the great Baba Yaga, the ancient fortune-teller. Before her laid cards with the faces of Golarion's deities. She bade them choose a representative to flip a card. Eldritch was chosen, and in turn she overturned Shalyn, Lady of Chrysanthemums. As the planets come ever closer to alignment, more chaos can be expected. This is approximately where we're coming in today. However, the three of you are once again floating within the great void. And before you, you see the great mat with all of the deities of Golarion upon their cards. The giant view of the beautiful black-haired Baba Yaga, flowers adorned in her dress and her hair, stands before you. Welcome back. Come forward.
Yeah, fancy seeing you here.
Oh, it was very entertaining watching you, Eldritch. The way you handled this last time. You managed to save yourself from falling into a pit. Very fun.
Very fun indeed. Yeah, I'm glad that Con isn't dead.
As am I. Now, Shane, Elliot, who shall be your representative today?
I don't mind.
Very well. A Breery. Him who gnaws. One of the minor deities. Searching for power, that one is. Very well.
Don't let him hear you say he's a minor deity.
His aspirations are perhaps larger than his power. She reaches down, flips the card over. In the shadows through the dark, wherever light won't tread, silently creeping, ever sneaking, quiet as the dead. When played, all PCs meld into Zavid's shadow, including Zavid, becoming undetectable as long as all stay in shadows. Lasts for 5 minutes, but can be cancelled with enough light.
That's fucking rad.
So let me flip over Cabreri. Boop, there we go.
Interesting.
Have you guys ever been a shadow before? It's pretty fucking wild.
I have an item for you then. Reese. I'm gonna give that to you in your inventory. You now have Cabreri, Him Who Gnaws, as a card. So yeah, at any time, if you decide to, you can all of you fully meld into Zavid's shadow for 5 minutes. No spell slots, no items, no nothing. You get to do it. And you become undetectable.
Ooh.
As long as you don't walk out in like an open field at noon. That's pretty much the only exception. So just bright light will cancel it.
Now then, the choice has been made. Have fun.
And she fades away. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 18, Shade of a Memory. And that's where we'll come back in just a moment. Before we divert back to our favorite Baba Yaga's hut, floating within the infinite void. The last 2 weeks, you have been given a choice of between 12 cards of deific importance. First was Eldritch. You had picked the Shalyn card, giving each of you the ability to change a natural 1 into a regular success, a critical failure to a success. Elliot, last session, chose the Cabreri card, the god of Zavids, which will eventually give him the ability to meld within his shadows. But today is where we come in with Shane.
My boy, it is wonderful to see you.
It's wonderful to see you as well, Baba Yaga.
Yes. Your adventures are extremely entertaining for me. So go ahead. Choose your card. Flip over what you would like.
Well, I might have picked Cabreri. but that was picked for me.
And an interesting choice on Elliot's part.
Yes, and Elliot's god is bestowed, and I think it would be funny if I picked bestowed. But let's make it so we all have to wrong each other and pick each other's god, and I'm gonna pick
Very
Lux Et
fair.
Umbra.
Ah, intriguing. Grandmother Rat. Very well. And she reaches her massive hand down to the rat card, which you can see there, the six-legged green rat with red eyes, and she flips it over. Strange folks hail from far and wide, regardless if they're on your side. Steal their voice for Lao Shu Po, upon you luck she will bestow. At any point, any player may do an impression of any NPC. If I, the DM, can guess who it is, you may add 10 to your roll. Any roll. Damage, d20, doesn't matter. Any roll. If you do an impression of an NPC and I can guess who it is, you get a 10 to that roll. And that's for all three of you.
Hell yeah.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
So just remember, there is a huge list of NPCs on the Discord.
There is, and I have to think about specifically the one that I have the highest chance of. I think we should make it a rule: we can't all do the same NPC. We have to do
that's
that
for sure. I agree
Yeah.
with that. So let me go ahead and give you all the Lao Shu Po card. There's the inventory. There we are. There's your grandmother rat card. Con, you get one too. Very fitting.
Also, our little face icons. Mine is on cons or Eldridge's.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can switch that easily enough. Inventory. There we go. Now I have given all three of you your Lao Shu Po cards. So, and that's at any point. You can decide to call it before you roll the thing. You can decide to call it after you see a roll of your result. At any time, you can say, I'm going to use the Lao Shu Po card. All right. So, from there, the mists once again envelop over Baba Yaga's hut. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 19, The Wild Blue Yonder. This is where we're coming in today. It's quite a long-winded one, this one, but last week was a bit of a lore nuke.
It was great.
Yeah, thanks. So, coming in, we are at the tarot card hut of Baba Yaga, deep within the infinite void. Her floating raven locks sway within the wind. She looks down at you from her majestic large perch, towering above each of you, and says, "Ah, my players, welcome. Eldritch, Elliot, Shane, come forward. How did you enjoy your card last week?"
Well, I don't think we got a chance to use it. I mean, it was surprising to be sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, I hunger for the chance to see it happen. Well, I believe this week, Eldritch, it is your turn to pick. Please come forward. And
You got it?
Yep, I have you up in here. And which card would you like to pick?
Well, you see, we have a set of 3 that we need to complete before we can move on to more unconventional choices. So I'm choosing bestowed.
Yeah.
Bastet. Ah, the sly enchantress. Very well. She leans down and with her massive hand picks up the card that has the Osiriani themed cat god on it, flips it over, and begins to read. Nimbly bimbly all around, across Golarion cats are found. 9 lives have they, yet 1 they'll shed, so you may live by the hair of your head. Each player's next critical failure at a saving throw becomes a critical success, but the player must describe how they just barely survived in the most ridiculous over-the-top manner possible.
Okay.
Hell yeah!
So each of you, for your next critical failed saving throw. So let me drop the Bastet, the Sly Enchantress card, into all of your inventories. David, there's yours. Reese, inventory. Give Bastet card. And then, Con, you need your card as well. Okay. Ah, very well. The cat goddess always saves the lives of those that follow. Ta-ta for now. And the
Bye.
Baba Yaga's hut fades before all of you. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 20, Unmasking the Masked Pharaoh. That's about where we're coming in today. However, before that, we come in within the infinite void once more. A massive sheet sits before you of parchment. Huge cards as big as a basketball court lay before you, each with a picture of a different god. The massive figure of Baba Yaga once again looks down upon you with flowers in her hair. She says, "Welcome back, players. It has been too long."
Quite too long.
I believe this week it is Elliot's turn to pick a card. Is
Me?
it not? Why, yes. Please come forward.
Ooh woo. Okay. So I am very much influenced by a beautiful woman this week. And she's actually been influencing me for months. But what's great is she's directed me towards one card that she says that we seem to be afraid of. I don't know why that would be. Yeah. So
It is good to face one's fears.
It is. And I believe that would be God, is that and is that Lamashutu that it is, by the way, out of character?
You were requested the one on the bottom right.
Bottom right? Oh, it was Urgathoa.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm like, hey, you want to go for the mother of monsters?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
All the cards are fun. I don't care.
It's true. Okay, back in character. So, back in character, myself in character, that's fine.
I was gonna say, you're you. You can. Hey, listen, we're here. Baba Yaga's right there. We can just talk. It's all right.
That is true. That is true. I just have to put Intelligent Elliot braid on.
Let me just say this: Urgathoa, Pallid Princess, very attractive from the waist up, perhaps. Not emotionally available. Like, she is very much all about her career. Whereas Mother of Monsters, that lady get down, but she's a family woman. Like, if you're not about families, you don't fuck with that. That's Lamashtu. So, of those two, just something to kind of keep in mind. And I think, I don't know if there's any other femme people left other than Serenray, who, by the way, I think is canonically a lesbian. And if you're not a goddess, you're a simp to her, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she is canonically a lesbian in a polyamorous throuple with
I love
Desna and Shellin.
Yeah, so I think you gotta work your way into the throuple if you're gonna get Serenray.
That is true. That is very true. Well, I'm still gonna go Urgathoa because the whims of a blue-haired maiden that is very pretty is influencing me, and I really want her to be happy. So, like,
Very well, Urgathoa, the Pallid Princess. Baba Yaga puts her massive hand upon the card and flips it over and begins to read. Cold dead in the ground, no living soul here can be found. Secret veils to obfuscate. Dusk to dusk, life abdicate. When played, all PCs count as undead per the Undeath's Blessing spell. This lasts for 24 hours, but afterwards each PC is drained 3 for 24 hours.
that's valid.
That's good for me.
That's extremely good for you.
That is really good for you, and
That essentially turns Zavid into the ultimate healer for 24 hours.
Fuck yeah, we need that.
So let me drop the Urgathoa card into everyone's inventory. Oh, no, I guess it just goes to Reese because you're the one who gets this card. But all of you can decide as a group when to use it, but technically speaking, Reese is the one who gets to activate it.
Oh yeah.
So it's in your inventory. It's just called Urgathoa, the Pallid Princess.
Love.
Very well. The card has been chosen. The die has been cast. Ta for now. And all of Baba Yaga fades away back into the infinite void once more. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 21, The Tortoise and the Heir. It was a bit of a short session last week, so it was a bit of a short recap this week. So, coming back, before we get back to Lux Et Umbra, we come back into the infinite floating void, out and the massive parchment paper in front of you, where lie cards the size of basketball courts with pictures and names of gods. Many you've flipped over, many have yet to be done, but before you is the majestic, massive visage of Baba Yaga, flowers in her hair. Welcome back, players. How was your week?
It was a week, definitely.
Yeah, it was alright, all things considered.
Oh, we missed you, Eldridge.
I missed you too! Oh, that's sweet of you.
How sweet. Come forward, Shane.
I volunteer as tribute.
We knew it was gonna be you, like, come on, man.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm highly curious to see what you picked today.
we're going to Abadar.
Ooh.
Here's my rationale for this. No one wants to choose Abadar.
No.
It's the god of like cities and law, and his symbol is literally a key with a city inside the ring of it. And so like I feel Abadar has never been our enemy and deserves a little bit of recognition. I would love to see what he has in store for us.
Out of character, this is Lumbee Bronzearm is the champion of Abadar. He is her god. He's her boy. Lumbee, for anyone out there watching who doesn't know, was a PC of mine. And so the fact that you're giving a little love to Abadar, I like that a lot. And you specifically, Shane, are going to be very pleased.
Ooh.
Abadar, hey? The master of the first vaults. Intriguing. Perhaps a little boring, but let us see. With her massive hand, she reaches down, flips over the card, and let me share this with you as well. A massive key with a picture of the city on it. And she flips it, and it says, Artisans craft, invent, create, from mighty halls to armored plate. Catch a glimpse within the vault, great success, your allies' fault. The player is offered a glimpse into the first vault. You may choose to critically succeed at one crafting check as long as both aid checks are critical successes. So I imagine you could use this on either your golem or your staff. If you have two people aiding you and they get a 30 on their crafting check, you can choose to see within the golden vault. The first vault, excuse me, to critically succeed on your crafting check.
I'm glad I chose this. This is really good for me.
Yeah, this would be really bad for Reese.
Yeah, it
Reese
would've been
is
terrible.
like, yeah, let's go pick this. I'm like,
Reese never would have picked Abadar. Let's be real.
no, he wouldn't. It's not.
Well,
sexy
actually, you
enough.
technically. It's not. I'm not playing as Zavid right now.
It's true, that's Shane that picked
That is
it.
true.
Yeah,
But
I guess Elliot, it would be up to you. If you
Yeah, I
wanted to pick
probably
Abadar.
would be like, eh.
I have dropped the Abadar, the Master of the First Vault card into your inventory there, Shane.
Thank
So, yeah, again, that would be great for your golem or your staff. Up to you how you use it. But just be mindful that you need people who are good at crafting.
Well, I got two right here.
That's right.
It's true.
I looked at the math, and I think with the guidance, I think Khan needs to roll a 4, and Reese needs to roll like a 6 or something.
Oh,
Crafting. Yeah, Khan needs to roll a 3 with guidance. So
I would probably just use guidance on Reese since Khan I think is a master.
yeah, I just am trained in everything. So it's just like, well, I'll be of help, but not the best help.
right.
I would do your aid check first. As long as you got the critical success, I would look at Khan and be like, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, no, I got a plus 21 in crafting, so
So there's a really
a
good
9.
chance.
yeah.
A 9, but with an 8 with guidance, that's not terrible. And with a hero point, the chances are pretty decent. So
That's
good,
significant.
it was a good card for you to pick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Very well. excellent choice.
I have a question for you, Baba Yaga, before we go.
Oh, what is it?
Where are your organs?
They're up here near the flowers in the chest.
Okay.
I don't
Sorry,
think
I
I
had to
wanted
ask.
to know that.
Very well. Enjoy. Ta for now. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 22, Monhatnus the Ancient. Oh, that was quite a bit, but that is
Speaking
approximately...
of cards, though.
Yes, speaking of cards, that is not quite where we come in today. Now that you are loaded in, Shane, I will load up your map for you. We come in the infinite flowing abyss upon the massive card table of the fortune teller Baba Yaga. She looks down at you, massive smile, flowers upon her hair floating. You see in front of you several cards with the faces of gods.
I want to walk forward real quick.
Go for it.
Baba Yaga, please bless this child with your dark magic. Since I am really me you are talking to, and you know what's
Very
going
well,
on.
Shane. We bless this child with good fortune and favor. Go with Baba Yaga's blessing. And
Awesome.
she reaches down and touches the baby.
Oh, bright flash of light, and then I'll walk back. It's not my turn this week. I just want to get that
Oh,
out
I
of the
just
way.
realized your cameras are mixed up. Okay, I fixed
Whoops.
you guys.
That's fine. Thank you. Very well. It has been quite some time since we've seen you players. I'm very excited. Eldritch, please come forward. It is your turn to pick a card this week. There are 6 have been pulled. 6 remain.
I think this time I'm gonna take a chance on Lamashtu.
Ah, mother of monsters, eh?
Mamma mia, mama, I cannot resist.
She reaches down and with her massive hand pulls up the basketball court-sized card and flips it over. And it says, Humanity's flaw, much blood, no claw. Embrace furious wild, reveal Moonchild. When played, this card causes the PC to wild shape per the druid spell, appropriate for their level. However, they also have the Furious Rage ability and must furiously rage upon transformation. Furious Rage is as the Barbarian Rage, except the damage is increased to +8 per attack, and the wild-shaped PC cannot differentiate between friend or foe.
Oh my god!
So, you are currently level 15. If you were to use this card now, you could pick from any of these feats: the Animal Wild Shapes, Insect, Ferocious, which is dinosaurs, Soaring, which can fly, Elemental, Plant, or Dragon. If you give it one more level, you could pick from Purple Worm and Sea Serpent with the Monstrosity Shape feat. And then, if you hold off on this until level 20, there is a Kaiju Wild Shape. So...
Use it well.
Use it well. It is your choice. You could go up to a dragon today. If you wait 1 level, you could be a purple worm. If you wait 5 levels, you could literally be a kaiju for a minute. So this could be a particularly devastating card. Let me open up Khan's inventory.
In another life, if I'd gotten this card, I would just pick the world's biggest, angriest badger.
I'd choose
that would be
Mothra,
awesome.
but that's just me.
Oh, Mothra. I love Mothra so much. There you
I
go.
do too. She's so good.
I've dropped it in your inventory there. It's Lamashtu, Mother of Monsters. So yes, you can use that at any time. Very well.
I missed the yippee. I missed
Very well. The choice has been made. The child has been blessed. Ta for now. And she vanishes. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 23, Ferrarius Profeta. Normally that would be where we'd come in today, but we come in as per usual in the infinite floating abyss. All of you, yourselves, stand within the realm of Baba Yaga, the massive witch. She floats, taking up the sky above you, flowers in her hair. Her hair floating around her. She looks down to you and says, Welcome back, players. It has been quite a couple of weeks. Much has changed, I see.
That's a little understatement, but yes.
Elliot, please step forward.
Yep, I'm here.
It is your turn to pick this week. As you stand around within the massive basketball court-sized cards with the symbols of gods upon them, 7 have been flipped. 5 remain. What shall it be?
I think, and I could actually put it this side note because every time I hear this one god's name, it just brings me to Over the Garden Wall for some reason. Because the one song that the kid sings, Adelaide, we're going to Adelaide's house. For some reason, Sarah and Ray pops in my head every single time that your room is replaced with Sarah and Ray's name instead. So I honestly think that Sarah and Ray's been calling to me for quite some time.
Sarenrae, huh? The Dawnflower. Ah, a very commonly worshipped goddess in her own right. Very well. And Baba Yaga reaches down her hand, flips the card, and let me share this with you. Flips it over, and it reads, My guiding light, fire in the night. I am with you wherever you are, your guiding light, shining bright. When played, the PC erupts with fiery sunlight.
You blow up.
Now,
you play this, you explode.
I know that seems extremely vague, and that's the point. It does not say you cast the sunlight spell. Notice it does not say that. It says you erupt with fiery sunlight. This is an RP opportunity. This card does whatever you RP it to do in the situation. I'll give you just one example. You're standing in a field and there's a massive swarm of zombies walking, or let's say vampire spawn, walking towards you. There's 10,000 vampire spawn. It's the middle of the night. The sky has been covered over. You play this card, you erupt with sunlight and nuke all of them at once. How this card works depends on how you use it and the situation you use it in. That's why there are no mechanics to it.
Cool. That's perfect.
Yeah. So, let me drop this in your inventory. The Sarenrae, the Dawnflower card.
Can't help but believe that, yeah, it'll do what you want it to do, but in the wake of that, you'll just be in the ground like Yamcha in Dragon Ball Z.
Very that. Very well. The card has been chosen. Next week is your pick, Shane. Ta for now.
Goodness.
And Baba Yaga goes away once more. Wouldn't be Tales from Shadow Valley without tech issues, would it?
Hey, that's the perfect intro in. Hi, guys. We're back.
All right, welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 24, Jackal of All Trades. And today, that is where we're coming in. However, as per usual, we come in the floating infinite void, atop the massive fortune teller's scroll of Baba Yaga. Each of you stands among a dozen cards, the size of basketball courts, with the pictures of gods on them. Several have been flipped over, but another will be on today. Baba Yaga stands before you, massively looming over you on the horizon, her raven locks floating in the air. She looks down to you and says, "Good day, players. Welcome back."
Oh, hey.
Hi.
It's good to see you again. Yeah, well, it would appear that, Shane, it is your turn to pick. Come forward, please.
Right. Now, here's the thing. There are a few choices that really stick out to me. Obviously, you just talked about the significance of Cassandra Lee, and I would be lying if I said I wasn't curious about what the Iron Goddess had for us. But you also talked about last week about the Black Pharaoh Nyarlathotep, who has been sort of the boogeyman of this desert ever since we arrived here, and has a personal connection to my god as his sworn enemy. But then there's Asmodeus, and who doesn't want to reveal the King of Hell's card,
Mm-hmm.
It's probably some legalese thing of like change the name of whatever to a different thing, you know, like some weird loophole. With all that in mind, I think I'm gonna have to choose the most boring out of them all. I'm gonna go Ghostray.
Yes. Oh, I've been waiting for this one. I gotta tell you, out of context, this is the one I'm most afraid of because I don't know what the consequences of this are gonna be. I don't.
Awesome. I'm glad I picked it.
Baba Yaga says to you, "Ah, the wind and the waves. Closer to a force of nature rather than a sentient being. Interesting." She flips over, she reaches her mighty hand down and grabs the card, flipping it over, and she says, "Whispers float across the sky. Far away o'er lands they fly. Speak your words for to hear by all of those far and near. The wind carries your voice to all who hear. One time only, you can make something you say be heard by the entire world."
My god, Savid.
Zvid picked the right one. Oh,
Yes,
this
he
is
did.
so good.
Because you need to think before you use this card.
Oh,
Because think about
yeah.
this. If you say, "Hey, everyone on Golarion, the conjunction is coming. We need to get together and ally," all of your enemies are going to hear that.
Right.
If you have a big, "Hey, enemies, fuck you guys," all your allies are going to hear that, and maybe they'll get freaked out. Like, what was that? Why did someone just say "fuck you" in my head? So, I am
What
terrified of this
is
card.
it like a card and I activate it? Can I like put it by my butt and like fart into it? Everybody just hears a really big fart.
Yes, you could. Like I said, I'm terrified of the consequences of this card because
The
I
wind
have absolutely
carries it away.
The wind
It's all
that
who
carries
can
it.
hear.
So let me drop that in your inventory. Ghostray, the wind and the waves. You can use that however you'd like.
I need to look at the cards in my inventory. I need to see what I can do.
Y'all have quite a few.
Let's see, Abadar,
Mhm.
Ghostray, and
The one
what
I need to
else?
be paying most attention to is the Bastet card. So please help remind me when Elliot or Eldridge, if either of you roll a natural one on a critical on a saving throw, that card triggers. So before anyone throws out hero points on saving throws, I keep forgetting that card needs to trigger.
Okay.
Shane's already used it. That's why his picture is on the Bastet card. But Baba Yaga says to you, "Ah, the power of the wind. This shall be an interesting use. Very well. Ta for now, players."
One could say
Ta-ta!
one
and
could
she-
say Zavid is the wind beneath her wings.
He is. And Baba Yaga
He eats so much
fades
meat
away.
and cheese.
Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 25, The Scribbler's Den. This is where we come in today. Once again, in the ever-expansive infinite void, the massive visage of Baba Yaga, her raven hair floating around her, takes over the entire horizon before you. All around you, you see the basketball court-sized cards with the names of and symbols of gods upon them. 8 of which have been flipped. 3 remain. Ah, players. Welcome back.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Baba Yaga.
Oh.
Welcome. Come. Get closer. It has been too long. We've been too formal. Eldritch, I believe today it is your turn to pick a card.
Indeed,
So
it is.
So few left. What thoughts run through your mind?
Well, there has been mention of Nyarlathotep, but I wonder if it would be more interesting if that remains a mystery. There also has been talk of Cassandra Lee. I sure would like to, get a little more insight about her. So, I'm gonna go with Cassandra Lee.
Very well, the Iron Goddess. The Goddess of Information. She reaches her mighty hand down and grasps the card, flips it over, and begins to read. Information ebbs and flows. All around us, knowledge grows. Pluck a truth out from the weave. Behind, a memory must leave. When played, the PC automatically critically succeeds at one knowledge check. However, a glitch in Cassandalee's programming causes the PC to forget one cherished memory which the player must describe.
Ooh.
A fortuitous boon, to be sure, but is it worth losing a bit of one's childhood?
This is where
Well, that'll be an interesting question for Khan. Ooh.
this is where
Indeed
the
it will.
childhood gets sad.
But by just sapping it away a little bit. Her sweet 16.
This is actually perfect for you because I had a very terrible childhood.
I was thinking that myself. I was like, oh god, if Zavid gets this, he's going to have like the one happy memory will be gone. At least Khan has a pool to pick from.
Very well. 2 cards remain. I'm very interested to see what you pick next time, Elliot. Ta
you're
for
not
now.
ready.
Ta-ta!
Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse presents Tales from Shadow Valley,
Whoops,
Season
secrets.
3. What?
What?
I have the Seratulia art up. Whoops.
Not a problem. But
No,
welcome
that's
back
fine.
welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 26, Kiliktura Oasis. Bit of a long intro today, but that is now where we are here, as per usual, within the infinite floating blackness of the void. Baba Yaga appears before you upon the horizon. Her massive floating raven locks appear around her. She looks down to you all and says, "Welcome back, players. Once again, we find you in my realm. Please come forward."
How's it
There's a lot
going?
of cards that's left over now. I wonder which one I shall pick.
There are 2 left. Very powerful, very evil gods. Very different goals, it would seem. One an enemy of yours, one potential ally. Who will it be, Elliot? It is your turn to pick this week.
Man, better that you... I am dyslexic. Wow. A devil that you know is better than a devil than you don't. So you'd think I'd go for Asmodeus, but I'm going near Nyarlathotep today because it's really fun to say.
Nyarlathotep, the Faceless Sphinx. Very well.
She reaches down her massive hand, grasps the field-sized card, flips it over, and she begins to read.
Toss and turn, night by night. Steal their dreams, yet receive a fright.
When played, the PC accesses the dreams of anyone they have already met for one night. The PC has vivid nightmares for 1 week afterwards, and the player must describe at least one of these nightmares.
Oh, I
You may
love
describe
that.
up to 7, but you must describe 1.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you.
There's so many choices.
Exactly. This is why I said it could
Okay,
be... Yeah, this is going to be RP. It depends on how you use it.
I
Who
could
knows what
waste
this is going
it,
to do.
And
Yeah, you could waste it.
I could waste it and see the inside of my soon-to-be husband's brain, or I could use it for actual reason for plot.
Absolutely. It completely depends on how you use it. So I am dropping an item in your inventory. Nyarlathotep, the Faceless Sphinx. So you should, let's see.
Well, I could do it in a crushing, heartbreaking way too, and get my mom's dreams.
That's true. You could. You have met her. So you have that in your inventory now.
Excellent choice there, Elliot. It would seem there's only one left. Shane, it looks that you will be getting Asmodeus next time.
It looks like it. You know, it makes a lot of sense too when you think about it. As people turn to the King of Hell when they have no other choice.
That's actually really fitting.
That is very true. We'll see what powers he can bestow. Ta for now.
And she begins to fade back into the distance. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 27, Go Together Like Peace and Carrots. Where we come in today is once again within the infinite floating void, and the vast visage of Baba Yaga overtakes the horizon, her raven locks floating all around her. She looks down upon you and says,
Welcome back, players. My, how so much time has passed. Please come forward. Shane,
Hello, Baba Yaga.
welcome back. It seems that the choice has been made for you today.
Well, I would be lying if I said I wasn't intrigued. But before I pick this card, I just have one question for you.
Yes?
What are you gonna do after this?
I think let's find the cards and then I'll answer that for you.
I choose the King of Hell, Asmodeus.
Very well. The last of the bunch. She reaches down her massive hand, grips the card the size of a basketball court, flips it over, and begins to read. Parchment, quill, pot of ink, turn loss to win within a blink. A deal is struck, a rising fame. The King of Hell now knows your name. When played, the PC makes a deal with Asmodeus. Turn a natural 1 into a natural 20, but Asmodeus will learn your name.
That's fine, because he probably already knows our name, especially once we go visit him.
Yeah.
This card was supposed to be given out long before that reveal. So it was supposed to be a little more foreboding.
What
but
if
yes.
what if I blow this on like a persuasion check to like impress him, and then I'm like, I make a deal
Oh
with you
my
now,
God.
cool. And he's like, I'm right here, man.
That would be funny.
I'm literally whatever,
It's literally me.
fine. Sure.
Dude, fine. Okay, the card, whatever, it works. You win. Congrats.
Hey, remember my name?
But yes, you now have a turn a nat 1 into a nat 20 card. But it does reveal Zavid's true name to the King of Hell.
You know, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting.
Yes. So it's sort of what's worth that? He doesn't gain like control over your soul or anything necessarily, but he'll learn his true name.
And the interesting thing is, I don't think Zavid knows his own true name either.
He doesn't.
Oh man.
Zavid is the name given to him by his cult. It's not the name given to him by his parents.
Ooh, that's a juicy plot point.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
That's not a secret. That there.
No, I know, but the fact that now he knows it when he uses it is going to be great. Not Zavid knowing it, but Asmodeus.
Yeah, Zavid's not his true name.
And then ask, I already know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to say anything anymore. All right,
Cool. Very well. All of the cards have been flipped. And I must admit, I will miss all of you. This is not the first game that I have read fortunes for. Many different gaming platforms, many different systems across many different groups. Yet this one is the most fun. The one I'm most invested in. Now she's saying this, she's starting to slide all the cards together into a pile. And eventually she stacks them in the center of the table and she says, "These god cards feel impersonal. Therefore, I have spent the better part watching you for months. And I have made something a little more personal." And she takes the cards, and in a flash, she snaps her fingers and they disappear. She waves her hands, and a new deck of cards appears in her hands.
Ooh.
She shuffles, bridges them into the air, shoots them out onto the deck the table in front of you, and you can see your favorite NPCs from the poll I sent months ago on Discord.
Oh my god. Oh, there's my wife. There's my husband. Oh, look at
Yep,
them.
so we have a brand new deck of Baba Yaga cards for next time. And for anyone in the audience watching, several months ago when Shane was on paternity leave with his new bebe, I asked in Discord what everyone's top 5 favorite NPCs in the game are, and this is the list. But so everyone knows, Ma'at definitely won. She's the only one who was in everyone's top 5. Gunnar came in second. He was in 2 of them. But yeah, we have a brand new list of NPC cards that with brand new effects, brand new poems for each. In fact, Baba Yaga should be saying this. Yes, I have gone into your game and spoken with each of these characters. I have asked each of them to write their own poem for you.
Oh man.
So they should be rather personalized.
Oh my god.
I have bestowed powers upon each of them, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I swear, if any of you take my lovers, you gotta get with my friends first.
The next time, Eldritch, you'll be the first to pick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good burp.
But, ta for now.
For now.
And she
Bye-bye.
begins to fade into the background.